Let me tell you about the time I nearly lost my mind and my dream escape from the rat race all because of a power-hungry neighbor who thought she ruled the world. I'm Ethan, 34 now, but back then, at 33, I was a software engineer who'd been chained to my desk for over a decade. Good pay, sure, but it felt like I was drowning in endless Zoom calls, bug fixes, and that soul-crushing commute through downtown gridlock. One rainy April evening in 2023, stuck in my car listening to horns blare like angry geese, I had this epiphany. Was this really it? 30 more years of fluorescent lights and fake smiles. Hell no. I needed out, something raw and free, away from the concrete jungle. I started hunting for properties online, scrolling past bland suburbs with cookie-cutter homes and nosy neighbors pressed right up against your fence. Then I spotted this weird listing. Private pond property, water and submerged land only, no shoreline included. Sounded like a glitch in the Matrix, but it hooked me. I called the seller, an old guy named Mr. Harlan, whose voice crackled with exhaustion over the phone. He'd owned it since 1982, before the fancy Willow Creek community sprouted up around it. The pond was a stunning 10-acre gem, spring-fed, and so clear you could spot fish darting 20 feet down. When I visited, the ancient maples framing it stole my breath. It was like stumbling into a hidden Eden. But Mr. Harlan warned me, his eyes narrowing. The neighbors can be a handful, especially Karen Blackwell, the HOA president. She's got a real iron fist. He explained how the developers in 1987 botched the surveys, buying land for houses but overlooking the pond itself. His deeds proved it, stamped and official, while the HOA's maps conveniently ignored the water. Karen had harassed him before over letting locals fish there, claiming it ruined the community vibe. Red flags? Yeah, but I was desperate for that freedom. Standing by the glassy surface, staring at my tired reflection, I said, "I'll buy it." He looked stunned, but I figured paperwork would shield me. How bad could one uptight lady be? I splurged on a kayak weight. No, a motorized boat for that thrill, and prepped my documents like a lawyer going to war. The first time I launched it on Silver Pond in late June, it was bliss. The engine purred, wind whipped my face, and for 40 minutes, I felt alive, untethered from my old life. Kids on the banks waved like I was a rock star. Some adults snapped pics with grins. But others glared like I'd poisoned their well. Whispers started, that prickly sense of being judged. I shrugged it off. New guy shakes things up, right? The hammer dropped the next morning. Aggressive pounding on my door, like SWAT was raiding. There stood Karen Blackwell, clipboard in hand, bob haircut sharper than a knife, eyes like ice picks. "I'm Karen, HOA president for Willow Creek," she barked, as if announcing royalty. "I've run this for 9 months and crushed 4 violations already. No one defies our rules here." She ranted about banning gas-powered crafts to preserve our shared pond's serenity. Slammed her board on my table. "Stop now or face consequences." I'd dealt with tech tyrants before, so I stayed cool. "Karen, I'm not in your HOA. I own this pond." Her jaw hit the floor. "Impossible. It's community property." I offered the deeds. She exploded in rage, accusing me of fraud, storming off with a venomous glare that screamed war. She didn't waste time. 18 hours later, a cop car rolled up as I prepped my boat. Officer Ramirez, a no-nonsense vet with a fair vibe, said, "Complaint about illegal boating, environmental violations. Halt until we check." My gut twisted, but I fetched my waterproof file. Deeds, surveys, county stamps. He pored over them, radioed the office, then burst out laughing. "You own the whole damn pond? Water, bottom, everything." County confirmed the HOA had zilch beyond dock access. Relief flooded me like cool water. Just then, Karen marched up with her cronies, smug as hell, expecting my arrest. "Officer, enforce our laws." But Ramirez shook my hand, chuckling. Karen blanched, stammering excuses. The old president never said. How could I know? He shut her down. "Public records, ma'am. Verify before threats." She melted into hysterics. "You can't own a pond," while her crew fidgeted. Ramirez left with, "Enjoy your property, sir." I fired up the boat for a victory spin, waving as she seethed. But that hatred in her eyes? It promised hell. Karen vanished for days, but wounded egos bite back hardest. A newsletter hit mailboxes. Alert! Toxic threats to Silver Pond. It painted me as an eco-villain, hinting at pollution, erosion, wildlife havoc, subtle smears without direct lies. Neighbors turned cold, avoided waves, crossed streets, slipped notes about disrupting our peace. I felt isolated, doubting my move. Was freedom worth this exile? A tip from a sympathetic elder. Saw Karen with a suit guy, handing cash for tests. Sketchy. I countered, smart, mailed every home a deed copy and letter. As owner since 2023, I'm eco-committed. Real reports available. Some warmed, questioning her. But Karen went dark, ominous. I spotted phony experts sloppily sampling water, then overheard her on the dock phone. Fudge, the numbers polluted beyond limits. Pay you $7,500. Force him to sell cheap. HOA flips it for profit after cleanup. My blood-boiled eye recorded it legally, her scheme exposed. Frame me, tank values, steal my pond. Panic hit with a state E&V agency letter. Inspection pending, complaints, cease activities. Self-doubt crept in, maybe I was harming it. I eyed boat ads, ready to quit. But that call replay snapped me back. I hired real testers. Pond aced with flying colors, pristine. I sank $12,000 into filters, experts removing invasive azuronic. Me the steward while she plotted ruin. The showdown brewed. Karen called an emergency meeting, voice dripping fake concern. Come hear our expert on the crisis. I showed late to a packed clubhouse, her slideshow a horror show. Dead fish pics, dire stats from her fraud scientist. Pollution triples safe limits. Then audio of a traumatized kid crying over noise. Crowd murmured disgust. She pushed a ban petition, eyeing me triumphantly. My turn. Listen to this. Played her bribe tape. Gasps, then chaos. She paid for lies. Steal his land. Karen paled, shrieked denials, dropping her board in a crash. Her expert bolted. I flashed the real report. A+ clean thanks to my upgrades. Ovation erupted. Calls for her head. She sobbed mascara rivers, fleeing amid boos. Justice slammed hard. Ramirez returned. Fraud probe. Karen hit with conspiracy charges, $40,000 fine, probation, HOA ban forever. Her fake pro arrested to a serial scammer. Community ousted her, elected a decent prez who apologized formally, enacted anti-bullying rules. Neighbors atoned. We fell for lies, teach my kid to boat. I opened the pond for event swims, picnics, turning it into a thriving hub. Karen sold out, fled 2 hours away, her rep trashed, even got denied a new HOA gig. Silver Pond gleamed clearer, fish booming, hailed by greens as a win. Evenings on my boat, sunset glowing, I reflected, from burnout to battle, I'd forged real bonds. Bullies like Karen thrive on fear, but truth and paper crush them. Sometimes, fighting back flips the script. Now, tell me, should HOA presidents face jail for power abuses, or is it just community service? Ever caught someone scheming against you? Did you expose them, or let karma hit? Like if this fired you up, comment your wildest neighbor wars, and subscribe for more real-life showdowns that'll have you questioning everything.